All right, so we're going to start the haircut by establishing our guideline, and this is really going to be the whole haircut because it's almost a one length but a little bit of layering medium length haircut. And the base is probably, just a little bit past his chin, and what you want to do is create and establish your guideline and your length throughout the back. So the first section, we're going to take it straight down, and what I want to do is I want to create a little more of a textured look. So I'm going to hold it straight down, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to point cut like this into the bottom, just like this, just to create not so much of a solid line, but just to break it up a little bit and give it more of that textured look. So you're going to bring every section down to this one point in through here. Okay, again, here we go, chipping into it. You want to be careful that you don't cut too deep because you don't want to cut your fingers. We're going to take our next section and we're going to bring it down to the same exact guideline right there. And we're going to continue to chip into it. Chipping into it meaning just the points of the shear, just like that. Continue all the way throughout the corner. And we're holding the corner straight down this way. Okay, we're not over directing it or pulling it out to the side. We're just literally holding it straight down like this. So continuing just like that, we're going to bring everything down to this one point. So when you guys are finished, you can pause the video if you want and come back, and everything should be to this one point in through here. Now we're going to connect the back into the sides, and what we're going to do is the same technique. We're going to point cut into it just like this, and we're going to follow this line just like this throughout the side. Point cut into it just like that. We're holding everything straight like this with our hands, and our shoulders are parallel, as well as our arms. And now we're putting our body position right in front here, and again we're going to chip into this just like that. You want to turn the head towards you now, just like this. And we're going to cut the front up just a little bit, just like this, and create a little bit of a face frame, just ever so slightly. And then we're going to angle this down into the length, into here, continuing the point cut throughout the whole thing. If you want, you can bring this just like that, forward like this, comb this down right in the very, very front here. And what you can do is, again, create a little bit of a face frame just by point cutting just like that. Okay, you don't want to go too high up because again most of this look is pretty much one length with some slight layering. Do the same thing on the other side, and then we'll start to talk about how we're going to layer this. So for the layering in the back, what we want to do is we just want to create a little bit of texture throughout the bottom here. We're not looking to create a feminine type haircut, but we just want to loosen this up just throughout the bottom and through here. So what we're going to do is we're going to come in and we're going to point cut into it just like that. Okay, we're going to extend this all the way throughout the bottom, and what we're doing simply is removing the weight and we're adding a little bit of texture to it. So again, we're point cutting using the tips of the shears like this, and when you close it, you're going to be pulling away like that. You're not going to be chipping in as you close. You're going to be closing the shears as you pull out so you don't cut your finger. So the whole back of the haircut is going to be performed with the same exact technique, holding everything straight out, using the points, chipping into it, which is going to give a textured look just like that. And we're going to work that all the way into the bottom. So go ahead and do that throughout the whole entire back of the head. And when you're done, you're going to see that it's created a nice textured look throughout the bottom, and it's also removed some of that weight and given it some movement. Now what I want to do in the back is just a little trick. I'm just going to additionally remove any sort of excess weight, and I'm also going to give this, again, a little more of a textured look. And all I'm doing now is I'm point cutting into the whole back, but I'm holding everything straight out. So I'm holding everything horizontally, pulling it straight out from the head, and just, again, point cutting on the ends like that. And that's going to give it a little more of that kind of lived-in textured look throughout the bottom. It's a great little trick to remove any weight and to keep things looking really, really sharp and edgy. Now for the top, what we're going to do is going to follow the head shape, and we're going to simply round this out, again, using the point cutting technique to keep that textured look. And all we're doing is just point cutting into the ends like this. Now as you can see, the length is probably a good about, I'd say, 7 inches or so, even maybe 7.5 from the scalp. Okay, so that's how long you want the hair to be, because I get a lot of questions on how long is it. So we're talking about at least 7 to 7.5 inches. So what we're going to do now is we're just going to connect the back into the top, And this is a great way to blend everything. This is probably the only way I ever do connect. I don't hold it straight up right from the first section. So this ensures that it's going to have a nice blend and there's not going to be any harsh lines. And also because we're point cutting, that's going to help blend it as well. Now let's jump right into the very, very top right here. Now that we have our connected section, connecting the back through the top, now I'm going to hold everything straight up like this. Okay, so now we're at the top back of the head. I'm combing everything straight up. And again, what I'm doing is I'm point cutting just to break it up a little bit. Do that throughout the whole top of the head, continuing right down in through the middle of the head with the same pattern, just to keep yourself well organized and well balanced. So once you get to the very, very front, which we are at now, just hold it straight up. And again, point cut it, not much hair should be coming off. Now to keep things flowing, okay, we're going to zoom out a little bit here. We're going to now work into the corners. And this is the same method, the same technique which we do for any haircut that we're trying to blend in. Okay, there's a little bit of length right there. And all we're doing is point cutting just to connect everything. And we're going to extend that right throughout the bottom, just like this. We're not looking to create a lot of layers. We're just really giving us a nice balanced look. So we're really just giving a good medium length haircut. So you want to make sure you are keeping that length. But the layers are what is going to help keep this haircut with that kind of edgier, lived-in look. So continue this on the other side, and then we'll put in some product, blow dry it, and then we'll almost be done. Now a lot of you are going to ask how to get this look, and on the show or even off the show, you know, when he's doing appearances, a lot of times it's literally just slick back. Quick tip, you can really get this look by just spraying water on it, like this in a spray bottle, and just slicking it all back like this, and then applying some product to it. Okay, but it's all pretty much just slick back like this. So water sometimes acts as the best solution for this, and you don't even really need to blow dry it. Okay, so here's pretty much the look. If you want to have it just like this, slick back like that. If you want an even more slick look, you can use a comb. But this pretty much is one of the ways that he wears it. Another way to style this is by applying some sort of gel. You can use a cream gel or regular gel, anything really do. You want to towel dry a little bit, and you want to just take the product, work it through your hands, and then start to really slick it back just like this. Work the product in, use your hands really well, and rake it all back just like this. And the key is to keep working the hairstyle back towards around the ear and down like this, okay? And the best way also to do that and to get that textured look throughout the bottom here is to use your hands and kind of rake it out. Because a lot of times people want to know, how do you get that kind of messy look? Well, remember, because we layered it, that's what's creating that looseness and that ability to separate like that. That's how you get that grungier kind of look, is by layering it and using your fingers to kind of rake in through it like that. Then if you want, you can slick it back around the ear just like that. Okay, a lot of times he has the styles when he's doing appearances, is slick it all back just like this. And this, using the comb, will give it that really sleek kind of look that he has going around the ear. You can do that throughout the whole top. Just like this, continue to comb it back. And using the fine teeth of the comb will give you more of a tighter look. That's what's really going to give it that super, super tight to the scalp look. And there you go. You can have the back kind of flipping out like that if you want. And here's a second look. What I did is I went and dried it. As you can see through here, it's got some layers to it. And this kind of works over back like this. And there you have it.